We get asked all the time, why do we have so many different size planes? And the reason is, the smaller the work you're doing, the smaller the plane you want to use. The longer and straighter you're trying to get your work, the longer the sole of the plane you ought to be selecting for that kind of work. If I wanted a plane this tabletop, so it was perfectly flat, I want to be using probably my number 6 or my number 7. This great big plane would be fantastic if we're getting this overall thing flat. But if I drop something and dent something in here, and I want to get this out, then I'll probably get this out with a smoothing plane. I'd smooth out that area to remove this little bit of mark. If I wanted to remove that with this big plane, I'd probably have to plane off the whole of the surface, which would obviously take me all day to probably get that done. Whichever planes you choose are a personal choice, but I can give you some general recommendations from my own feelings and the feedback we've had from customers over the years. If you wanted one plane, I would say probably go for a jack plane. Jack plane, jack of all trades. It's not the shortest plane, it's not the longest plane, it sits in that middle ground. It can do most of the work that you are trying to actually do. When it comes down to your jack planes, there's actually 3 choices. A number 5, which is a 50mm wide blade, or a 5.5, which is a 60mm wide blade, or a low angle jack. The difference really between these 2 planes, the 5 and the 5.5, is that width of the blade. The wider the blade, obviously the wider the timber you can cut, but also having the wider plane gives you a lot more weight to that plane. Reason being, wider casting, wider frog. Personally, I like a heavy plane. Once it's on the timber, it just keeps on going, but very much a personal choice as to which one you would actually like. If you wanted to buy 2 planes, which would be my minimum recommendation really, I would probably say a jack plane and a low angle block plane. Fantastic for doing trimming work, for doing end grain work and that final finishing. That's what I would have if I had to have 2 planes. We never know what work we're going to do next, because we might be doing some small work, some large work, or a real variety in between. If you said I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do, then I think you need to go for 3 planes. And for that I would go for probably a smoothing plane. Again, a number 4 is going to have a 50mm wide blade. A 4.5 is going to be a 60mm wide blade. The extra half makes it slightly longer and a lot heavier. I would also then go up to a number 6, or what we call a 4 plane, F-O-R-E. This is long and it's wide. So maybe, because that's a wide 60mm wide blade, go with your number 4. You've got a narrow blade and you've got a wide one. But always end up going with a low angle block for the trimming, the fine work. Fantastic for end grain work. If you need information on which plane's right for you, contact our team. They're there to help and to make sure you're getting the right one for you. Otherwise, there is a digital download which is on our website, which I made a few years ago, really going into detail about the differences between the planes, the sizes, the uses, low angle, bevel up, standard angle, and everything else that gets involved with plane technology. For more detailed information on the planes and the selection we have, check out our other videos, check us out on our social media channels and follow us on YouTube.